My name is Emily Feuer, and I'm a doctoral student at the University at Albany. Today, I'll be talking to you about my research plan on hazing policies and procedures on college campuses. Hazing is a very significant issue on many college campuses. Over 55% of students involved in student clubs and activities have experienced hazing at some point in time in their college career. This percentage goes up significantly to over 70% for students involved in fraternities and sororities and varsity athletic teams. In addition to being prevalent, hazing can also be deadly. For example, I'm sure many of you have heard about the famous 2011 Florida A&M case where a student from the marching band was killed because of hazing. For my research plan, I'll be focusing on 4 research questions. I would like to know who and what types of offices are in charge with creating, implementing, and managing hazing policies. I would like to know what types of hazing prevention efforts are present on college campuses, what types of hazing policies exist on college campuses, and finally, how hazing prevention efforts and policies affect campus professional perceptions about hazing. I hypothesize that fraternity and sorority life staff have the most prevalent role. Hazing prevention is primarily based on educational programming, and there's little or no consistency across campuses when dealing with hazing policies and procedures. My purpose of the study is to primarily get more information. There's really not a lot of research on this specific area of hazing, so I'd like to get a baseline for future practitioners and researchers. For people who work on college campuses and deal with hazing, my research will help them determine what types of practices may work on their campus. Further, for researchers, I hope that my work would be able to help them form best practices in the field. My method for the research will be based on a mixed methods approach. First, I'll be focusing on a quantitative section where I'll be sending out a questionnaire. Through this portion, I'll be looking at what is happening at the institution, what types of policies and procedures they're using, what type of institution, so I'll be looking at demographic data, and also I will start to look into perceptions. This quantitative portion will be the basis for my whole study, and as Macmillan differentiates the explanatory sequential design, the quantitative portion will be the big Q section, and the qualitative portion will be the little q. For the qualitative section, I'll be looking at how all of these procedures and policies are being implemented and how it's actually getting done. I'll also just be looking to get a deeper dive into the quantitative data through this qualitative interviews that I'll be doing. Of course, with any study, I will be focusing on reliability and validity. To focus on reliability, I'll be looking at internal consistencies because all of my sample will be based on one campus, and also equivalence and stability measures that will come through the mixed methods approach. For validity, I will be looking at sensitivity. To do this, I'll make sure that other options will be available in case, as the researcher, I don't have enough knowledge to list all of the different options. And then finally, one major point of validity concern that occurs in qualitative research is sampling. Snowball sampling can be problematic in research, so I will be using my sample directly from institutional research to avoid this dilemma. My population will be based on a large research university in the Northeast. As I mentioned, I'll be getting my sample from institutional research, and the sample will be made up of professionals who deal with hazing on their campus. I would like to get a wide variety of professionals at all levels of the campus. And because I'll be focusing on student affairs professionals in particular, I'm expecting I will get a larger population of women over men. As with any study, there are some limitations to my research. One major point of limitation will be the scope, since I'm only focusing on one campus, and this may reduce the ability for my research to be translated and transported to other campuses. And then finally, I may have some researcher bias because of my past experience with hazing. Thank you so much for listening to this today, and you'll see the references at the bottom of my poster, but if you'd like to see my full list of references, I'd invite you to look at my research proposal paper. Thank you so much.